Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Oh, wow, that was hot. If you weren't entertained, I know I was entertained by that. That was amazing. Anyways, let's get started with the awesome show we have for you guys today. But I can't do it alone. I need my main man. Where is he? It's Radtoyzgalaxy. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good.
Good to have you back, man. Good to have you back.
Christmas parties and stuff out of the way so I can get back to world building.
Yep. That's what I actually went to a dinner last night. And yeah, I actually had a little too much to drink, but hey, doesn't matter. It's always good, right? It's always good to have the holiday spirit, pun intended.
Yes.
So
sir.
yeah, I'm guessing we have people trickling in. We'll dive into that in a little bit, but so yeah, things have been good. Otherwise, because I see you've been busy lately with a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm working on my Marvel Legends, a new Avenger tower, and
Yeah, I saw that.
Finally using up all those LOL shipping containers to use to make my Apocalypse City, which I guess we'll look a little bit at tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at some of that, and we're actually gonna look at some of the other stuff because we don't have a creator on this week. We're actually looking at you guys, the creators. So I pulled a few images from the community, and we'll showcase some of those things. And of course, we have some Greebles for you guys, and we'll dive into my challenge, the Titans of the Universe challenge. And if you want to talk about your challenge, Rad, you can do that in a little bit because I'm working on some of that as well. But anyways, who do we have on board with us today?
All right, well, we'll get into the chat here. We of course have Bjorn is in the chat.
Smebulak. What's up, brother?
Ian Sweeney, thanks for coming out there, brother.
Guys, always so supportive, man. I appreciate that.
We have Adam from the Lead with the Will Walk.
Oh, what's up, Adam? Good to see you, man.
You guys are going to be hanging out this Friday.
Yeah, I know. I look forward to that.
It's our last show of the holiday, but yeah, it's going to be you guys and Toy Domination, which I can't believe we got them for a Friday, but
I know, right?
And then Lord of Thane is going to be on too, at least.
Oh, nice.
Hope he's still on. Anyways, he was okay with it a couple weeks ago. I should double check, but I'm sure he's fine. We've got Starboy Station.
What's up, Starboy?
Oh, Christmas shopping, fun times.
I know, right?
And
I still haven't done any of mine. I'm the last minute guy. Oh, Brian's here. What's up, man? Actually, you guys he had a good show on Sunday. You guys were really cool. I was enjoying it.
I had to think about it. I was on the show and I was like, oh, did he?
Yeah, you were on it. You and Josh. It was good. It was a good show.
Starboy Station is saying Happy Boxing Day, but it's not.
It's not even Christmas Day yet, dude.
Our Boxing Day is the same as your Boxing Day. The day
exactly.
Unless he meant something else that I'm not smart enough to pick up on.
Yeah, maybe he went right over my head.
So what?
Anyways,
you got?
So we'll wait. Well, I'm sure more people are going to be trickling in as we go through the show. We do have a few things we want to talk about today, but I guess we should get started. How about we start with our first segment? Actually, you know what? No, we're not going to do that one. We're going to skip that one this week, and we'll go straight to doing.
That's the same one.
As you guys know, I'm still a little bit rusty. I haven't really been doing this consistently, so please forgive me. This is what I meant to click on.
No, bigger. Smaller. No, it's the one with a hole on the end that curves this way. I think I saw it once before over there with that pile near the circulators. There you go. I always knew you were the smart one.
Oh.
You're muted, Pirates.
That's weird. It's been muting me automatically whenever I put a video on, and I clicked on it, but oh well.
You know, every time you play like a movie or whatever, it automatically mutes you for some reason.
That's new. Don't be mad at me. In this segment here, I forgot to put your pictures. They are in 2 other segments, so we'll dive into those, and so that way when we get to those other segments, you guys will know what he's talking about. It'll make more sense then. Or you can go to his channel after the live stream and catch the video where he actually does the update on his new area that he's working on. But in the meantime, I'll talk about some of what I'm working on. Been doing some writing, as I said before. I've been inspired by Flash Gordon lately because
that's an oldie.
I've been working. Oh, it's a real oldie, but I actually kind of twisted the story up, so I'm kind of keeping some of the elements the same, but in general, I'm switching up the story so that it can fit into my lore. So I'm quite excited about where I'm going with that. So that's I was just showing this off because this is what inspired me to do some writing in regards to that. The first character that I started writing on is Ming, the Merciless. So I started working on his throne room. This is just him talking to Dira the Hutt, who's actually one of she's actually the coordinator of Titans of the Universe. So she's the one who coordinates that. And so that's part of his throne room that I'm working on. I'm using, what's his name? Supreme Leader Snoke's throne, the 6-inch version. And I'm going to be putting steps and all that kind of stuff on it. So it suits 1/18 scale a little bit better. And that's going to be his world. So those who don't know, Ming the Merciless, actually, he rules a planet called Mongo. And so instead of making it a planet, I wanted to make it a mobile starbase. So it has a planetary surface on it, but it's going to be like a massive ship kind of thing. So this is going to be Mongo. I found this image online. And I love the idea of it. So I'm going to use that as his mainstay. And that's going to be Mongo, and his main city within there is going to be called Mingo, which is such stupid names. I may change some of those names, like Mongo, Mingo. It's like kind of dumb, but hey, it's the 1930s.
Well, I have absolutely no exposure to Flash Gordon as a kid. So what is that, 1970s? Probably?
No, way before that. We're talking 1930s. It's from a comic book serial. And that's where George Lucas got a lot of his influence, because back in the 50s, I think they had
I remember
TV
the old
series.
black and white. Like I know of the old black and white serials where it was like 10, 15 minutes, and then it'd be like, tune in next week.
Exactly. And that's where George Lucas was influenced by that. But even before that, there was a comic book strip, which is like I think from the 1930s, and that's where that image was. This image here, that's where some of the imagery is from, is that 1930s comic book. So I obviously modernized it up with like for example this station and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of pulled elements from the comic book, from the TV series, as well as the movie from the 1980s, which was really hokey, but it was a lot of fun.
Well, isn't Flash Gordon part of a team or something with like?
Yeah, so that's the Defenders of the Earth. So Phantom is on it. Flash Gordon. I forget who the other 2 guys.
He's a magician guy or something.
Yeah, it's like this magician guy, but there's somebody else, and I can't remember the other person. But yeah, that's. I'm not really going with those guys. I'm mainly just sticking with the Flash Gordon element. And from the movie, I think in the comic book, there's also a character called Zarko, Dr. Zarko. That's the guy who created the rocket ship that flew to Mongo, which is the planet that Ming is on, and they crash landed on that. So I'm going to kind of stick to some of those elements. You guys will see more of that as I start posting my stories up on Instagram. So be sure to check that out. And hopefully in the new year, I can start doing different types of stories, but now on YouTube. So like motion type comics. Something I wanted to do for a while, but I just never got around to it. And I'm getting my glasses tomorrow, so I'll actually be able to see the screen so that all my images aren't blurry. Hey, Lord Thane is here. What's up, me lord?
I did miss him when he was here earlier, but I think I missed him. So
Well, glad to see you there, buddy. And so yeah, I'm working on my car for your challenge that you have going on. Now all of this is on my Instagram as well. None of these things are glued down. This was just to put it together quickly so you guys could get an idea of what I was going to do, because I want to put lights inside there. I was able to get the electronics working again for the original Batmobile, so I want the car to sound like the Batmobile does. So it's gonna be badass.
Oh, looks awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I can't wait to do that, and I can't wait for all that stuff to happen. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. So mainly been writing, mainly been focusing on the next step, like I was doing before with the world building. My world building has mainly always been writing, the writing part, like developing the characters in that sense, because I can't, especially now that I can't really build anything here. At least not until I get my other shelves and all that, and I can start moving stuff around. Because right now I kind of just have to have stuff to store things. So until I get the other shelves, I can't really start building there. So I'm going to do the world building with the lore and that kind of stuff. So what are you working on? We'll dive into your pictures in the next segment, because I have them in there, and then in the creators corner as well.
Actually, now that they're not officially moving packages, but finally Canada Post.
Yes, they're off strike.
Yeah, so hopefully I got an email for my parcel saying they would update my tracking, because tracking numbers were going to change or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So they're not actually going to be delivering again till next week, I heard.
Oh, geez.
Because they have to go in and like a lot of packages have to be reassigned tracking numbers and like all this crap just from stuff sitting around for like a month. So
what a pain that was.
Getting that stuff out, because I've got stuff for Lord of Thane stuff's already in the mail, so hopefully that makes it. But yeah, I've got stuff for like Redeemer and Zilla, and figure that out.
You've been busy, man.
Oh yeah, man. No, yeah, it's like super busy. And then,
at least now I can send you your package. If I can't make it down to visit, I can actually send you what I wanted to send you. So,
but yeah, needless to say, though, I think from what I've heard, it's going to take till like February until.
Yeah, they're going to be behind for a long time. So.
Yeah, so
stupid. Such a dumb move.
But hopefully get my packages. I'm not waiting on anything for Christmas. I finished all that stuff last week. So other than that little doodad, just 3D printing. But I think my focus this weekend and this week is going to be my post-apocalyptic container city thing with the bunker underneath and stuff. Get that done. Get a video out there, and then. I just released my December update on my channel for the world building, which has a lot of that stuff in it. So you can check
a lot of stuff.
And then,
definitely check that out after this live stream.
And then I'm gonna do up a little promo for the WMC Death Race. So yeah, everybody's building a speeder, a car, a truck, whatever. We're gonna have a crazy death race thing. Do that. So that finishes up the end of February of 2025.
That's cool, because that kind of works out, because when yours is ending, mine is kind of starting.
Well, that's just the challenge.
Oh, that's just the challenge. Okay, so our challenges will probably end around the same time then.
Yeah, so we're going to figure out how to present it, but we're going to use Dom's War Game to kind of decide the races, and then it'll all boil down to a final championship race.
Nice.
But yeah, you can tune into WMC Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to get the details on that. And like I said before, we got Toy Domination, we got Lord of Thane, we got Pirates of the Galaxy, we've got Adam, the Lead Will Walk the Earth on there, and it should be a party.
And also Lord of Thane might be there too.
Yeah, no,
right, Lord of Thane, you're going to be there, right?
Yep. The Lord of Thane's going to be there, and then that's going to be Saturday. I have my last show of the year, which is me and Deadman, and we're going to look into. Some FOMO. We're gonna find some pretty gnarly eBay ads and make fun of those. And,
and they're ridiculous prices.
Anybody who's seen me and Deadman rocking and rolling before knows what the rapport is going to be like.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So yeah, we're doing that Saturday night, and then I'm going to take a couple of weeks off and enjoy the holidays with the family.
Nice.
And that's about it, man. Busy time of year.
It is. It's the most wonderful time. So yeah, just so you guys know, next week there won't be a live stream, but I will be posting a video. So if you guys do want to check that out, you guys can do that next week whenever you want. I'll try to post it early so that way you can tune in whenever you have an opportunity to check that out. But with that said, let's dive into... Oh, what's he saying?
So, the letter will walk the earth. He's been super busy with real life stuff. So, yeah,
Yep.
definitely.
I hear that, brother.
The world builders are all in the same boat this time of year,
Yep.
kind of reprioritizing your time. And,
yeah, because that's the other thing that I was working on is the 12 days of Christmas. I'm 1 day behind. So I know I didn't post the 5th day. So I'm going to do a double header tonight. Both 5th and 6th day will be together. And then hopefully I'll be back on track by tomorrow with the 7th day.
Well, and yeah, this we didn't do the new acquisitions tonight too because this time of year I don't really.
Yeah,
I kind of let
too
people
much.
like everyone buys me toys now, like my family and everything. So
that's awesome. I wish people would do that for me. They keep buying me like socks.
Sometimes you get some misses or some weird stuff. That's how I ended up.
That's
with,
true.
Black Series Boba Fett helmet. My sister just bought me. I was just like, oh, that's cool. It's not what I normally collect, but I'll take it for sure.
Hey, if you don't want it,
yeah. Usually I kind of wait this time of year because my wife's pretty good at and son are pretty good at picking stuff out. So
because they would have a good idea, especially with what you have going on in the basement.
They're around it all the time. So,
so that's cool, man.
So I let the stuff kind of roll in around Christmas, and then I just kind of, if there's anything that got missed, I grabbed up.
I asked for toys, but I know that if I let them buy toys, they'll probably buy me like weird shit like strawberry shortcake or some kind of.
Oh well, some people like when my one sister asks me what I want, I'll just be like booze and socks.
That's normally what I get is booze and socks. So I usually get a couple of beers and then plenty of socks and like sometimes ugly ties that I never wear. I don't wear ties anymore. I haven't been in a corporate. What's that?
Adam mentioned something else here. So if anybody even I saw Lord of Thane said he wasn't much of a gamer, but the new series on was it Amazon? It's called
Secret Level.
Oh man, it's
actually it's pretty good. It actually
for a very first one that's like D&D style. That was
awesome.
Wasn't sure what I was watching at first because the trailer I saw was just Warhammer 40K.
Yeah, so
going into it, I thought it was just Warhammer, and then it was like it started off, and it was like this guy with like coins or something.
Yeah, that was really cool.
There's
awesome. There's also one of those episodes is based on a game that's coming out called Exodus. And it's by the original BioWare developers or owners who've obviously left BioWare. That's how come it's crap now. But they're actually coming out with a game called Exodus. And the lore is so deep. So I highly recommend if you have an opportunity to go on YouTube, look up Exodus. And you're going to see some really amazing ideas. Matthew McConaughey is one of the people doing voiceovers for it. So it should be really good. I'm quite excited for that. It's sci-fi, so it's right up my alley. And it's like it's about wormholes. It kind of still has that BioWare Mass Effect feel, but a little bit more involved. Like their lore is so deep. Like how most of the time their lore, BioWare's lore was deep anyways. This really dives into the lore of like humanity and stuff and where we go.
Mass Effect is amazing. Man.
That's one of my best franchises. So
for sure,
definitely very good. But yeah, so let's actually dive into this next segment here. And now it's time for Greebles.
Greebles! Oh, my precious! Oh, yes, anything can be a Greebly!
That is actually how I would imagine that creature would sound in real life if it could talk. You're muted again, pirates.
I clicked off of it. That's so weird. But anyways, Lord of Thane created that slide. So every time when I saw that, when I first saw that picture, I'm like, I think this is how this character would sound. And it ended up working out that way. So here's where I put your pictures. At least I kind of zoomed in on some of the stuff so you can let us know about your Greeblies. So the first one we have, actually this one here, unfortunately the arrows didn't show up. You didn't send me this, but the reason why I chose this one is because you had wires there. Like right where that waterfall thing is, there's a wire that goes down. I don't know, what is that? I think you said in your video what it was, but I'm not sure what it's made out of.
A wire that
like goes... that big, there's like a hose or something. Like see where that staircase is on the left and then it runs down. Then you have some more on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
like, what is that?
Anybody that Okay, so at Ollie's, if you go to like the party section,
Mm-hmm.
so you go into Ollie's and they have all these blue and red tubes in a pack, and I think they're like literally like $1.50. So they're those
Okay.
plastic tubes, and they can extend and they connect to each other. And then when
okay.
you whip them around, they're supposed to make that noise, that like woo woo woo.
Oh yeah, that weird
So that's what they are.
whistling
They're like,
sound.
yeah, it's a little kid toy, but they're very, and you can bend them. They're very like movable and stuff. So
Right.
once you bend them into a shape or an angle, like they'll stay there.
Oh, that's
so yeah,
cool.
no, those are really cool.
Yeah, because I was wondering what they were. Cause at first I thought you said they were. I thought I heard you say they were shower hoses.
Actually, the other one. So the other one you pointed to is
the one on the right.
It's off of a shower, like the one you hang up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Because that's what I thought it was, but the other one didn't look like that. Like that doesn't look like a shower hose. So that's why I was wondering what it was.
You didn't point to it, but the up the middle pillar there on the gray, there's a. I'm pretty sure it's from a sleep apnea machine or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like
hey, that's how we roll, man. We just grab whatever we find and make it work, man.
Yeah, and then I just used zip ties to attach all the stuff to the.
Okay. So yeah, you guys need to go and check out the video for this Enclave. This so far has been my favorite build. Well, aside from your G.I. Joe one, that one was really cool too. I'm not normally into that scale, but oh my gosh, because I remember when I first went to your place, it already looked awesome. But then when I saw that build, I'm like, you built all of that in a short period of time, and it's like it always amazes me how quickly you build your dioramas. And it's lately at least it's like you've upped the ante and you've taken it to a next level with your builds, and it's just looking amazing. I love it.
Yeah, I'm like I've said in some of my videos, like I try to. Like I'm an impatient person by nature, so when I get building, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna put figures in, and then it gets like too difficult to like put the things I want into it behind the figures, and then you're like, screw it, whatever. But this is actually probably the first build where I put everything in there without any figures at all until like pretty much the very end.
Right.
And then I just took my time putting them where I wanted, telling little stories, doing.
Which was really cool because I like that section you have towards the bottom where you have the Naboo ship and the training all the younglings.
Yeah.
That really cool. I love the whole build.
Adam, he's like, Grandpa didn't need that hose anyway.
Hey man, we gotta do what we gotta do. We take our pieces from where we can, man. Too bad if people have to suffer.
Lord of Thane loves the lava fall, and I got a lot of questions about that on YouTube and stuff. So all that is obviously I just carved a little canyon in the foam.
Really?
And then after that, like it was kind of tedious, but I took an old scarf, like one of those light ones, not like a winter scarf.
No way.
So ripped it into like some shreds and laid it down into the chasm. And well, when I was building this, that part was like laying out flat, and then I literally just squirted like red and yellow paint like directly.
No way.
On it,
that's awesome, man.
and let it naturally flow, kind of like an epoxy resin.
Right. That looks amazing, though.
The only thing I brushed a bit was the cloth part that hangs down as the lava flow.
Right.
And I thought about repainting it to.
No, don't, man. Keep that like that.
I was thinking of waterfall because they're Jedi and like stuff like that, but I'm like, screw it. They got a volcano.
It's still a natural thing. Yeah, why not, man? That looks really cool.
Yeah, and
then that's awesome. So yeah, your next. So those are the Greebles I wanted to point out with that build, and then you had this. So on the left-hand side, what are those things in there?
So I 3D printed those mine carts, and I've got like a mine.
Those are cool.
So those little gems are from the dollar store, and they come in like little jars. So in the lore for my post-apocalyptic world, the purple gems are for like they're destructive. They're like weapons, and they're for weapons or like making explosives or just bad stuff. And the green gems are actually the fuel source that they've converted all the old gas engines to take.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's part of my lore. And then I have a whole bunch of those. People have seen those on Amazon, sure, and those stupid robots you have to build that are.
Oh my god! Actually, I got those.
Infuriating, man. Oh my
God. I didn't have to build them. Luckily, I bought them already built. But
dude, you have to send me the link. Everyone I look at, they're like, "Oh, pre-assembled." I'm like, "Sweet."
Because you get them. You got them from Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine from AliExpress, and so it was already pre-built. But the
Oh,
ones that I got were not 4-inch; they were 5-inch, so they're slightly bigger, which I
yeah,
don't
no, they
mind
are
because they're
bigger.
robots, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
because
mind
in
that.
my post-apocalyptic lore, those were like the like iRobot. Those were like the
Yeah,
servant robots.
yeah,
They
exactly.
they revolted, and that's what caused the apocalypse.
Oh man, that's awesome.
That and kind of my other part of it is that people started cloning like dinosaurs, like Jurassic Park. Like, so it
Right.
got past the point of Jurassic World where they were like out in the wild and like between the robot rebellions and all these like dinosaurs just roaming the earth freely. It kind of like destroyed like life as we know it, kind of thing.
Wow, that's cool, man. I like that lore. Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try to figure out how I'm gonna get some of the. Well, actually, the way I'm getting some of my dinosaurs in is I have a hunter, so he goes and he collects those things, and he got hired by Dira the Hutt, who's that one who runs Titans of the universe, and she hired him to bring in like some crazy dinosaurs and dangerous animals to add to the gladiator tournament, so that when the fighters are fighting each other, the odd time one of the gates can open and another creature could come out, and then now both fighters have to fight each other plus defend themselves from that whatever creature comes in. So it could be like anything as big as a rancor or very tiny as well, right? Because I wanted to make it that it's exciting, because obviously people just don't want to just see two fighters, they want to see more, right? So I kind of added that element to it as well. And then on the right you have those that light post.
Yeah, so right, this is the best time of year to get these because these are all that's a Christmas decoration. So they
Oh,
sell
okay.
them at little packs at the dollar store where you can get like 2 lampposts and a little gateway, or 2 lampposts and like a snowman or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I've seen those for
Yeah.
like the
So
winter village.
yeah, so this is for your mini winter village, but I've been buying these, and they are like try to stay away from battery powered stuff because it's annoying.
Right.
But these are battery powered, and I've got them up as like lamp posts on my
Nice.
one of my container buildings.
Yeah, check out the video because you do have that. You do mention that in the video.
Yeah,
as
they
well.
are. I do should talk about them in the video on my channel.
Very cool. And then next we have Mr. Leiaslustpalace. So you guys
look
have
at that.
you guys have seen his stuff before. Now this palace is actually now it's completely made out of styrofoam. So before it was styrofoam and plastic, but now the whole thing is made out of styrofoam. So amazing build, and it's free stuff. Well, if you buy stuff like TVs and computers or appliances, you're gonna have a lot of the free building material there. Or sometimes if you just go to like different stores that are getting rid of boxes, you might find some of that stuff in there as well. So styrofoam is definitely one of the easiest things to work with, easy to cut, especially if you have wire cutters like that heat wire cutter thing, or foam cutters is what I'm trying to say. It's amazing. It cuts through it like butter. Just make sure you're well ventilated when you're doing that. But really awesome stuff. He didn't know I put this on here, but very cool.
You know what my first foam cutter was? It was a 9-volt battery, 2 lead pencils, and a wire.
Holy shit, man. This guy's like MacGyver, man.
No. Well, there's a tutorial on YouTube, and it's
Really?
just dead easy to do. And like it was just like, yeah, take a 9-volt, tape it. Like,
Nice. I never thought of doing. I just bought one. It was cheap, so I just
I
bought
bought one after, but I was like in a pinch, and I was like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
wait till tomorrow when Amazon delivers my other one. I want to try this out. So I just bored one night and tried it out.
Okay.
It actually worked, but you
Nice.
can't control the heat unless you put a heat dial on
Well,
it.
mine you can't control the heat. It's either
It
on
got
or off.
so freaking hot that it was almost like the wire's almost red, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm done playing.
cause a fire. At least it's not plugged in, because then for sure the wire would have gone red.
Dude, I know what you're getting into now. This is really cool.
Yeah, so this guy, TK421, this guy, and I'm surprised he doesn't have more followers, or even his reels don't get large numbers, which I'm so surprised, because this guy is like super talented with the stuff that he builds. So the reason why I put him here in the Greebles is because he uses foam core to build everything. And it's just insane. And the thing is, he builds Black Series scale. So this is like for Black Series figures. This isn't 1/18 scale. This is for Black Series. So you can imagine how big that is. And the wings do fold up, as you can see in the left-hand picture. And they fold down, as you can see in the right. And then like he just does amazing work. Look at this thing. Like that thing's so friggin' awesome.
Lord of Thane says he had a factory running in his basement. I'm gonna have to dig a little deeper into his profile and find some older stuff.
Oh wow! Like this, lots of stuff, man. And his builds are just so amazing. I also feature him in our creators corner, so you're gonna see some of these. Or you're gonna see this finished, and then one of his other things that he made up. But he also likes to add lights and stuff like that to it.
Yeah, I did see that. He added the landing lights and stuff.
Yeah, like everything that he builds is functional. Because I think he said he's a mechanic by trade. And yeah, so he has that mechanical ingenuity when he builds his things, and it's just so amazing to see what he comes up with.
Lord of Thane says he uses the same foam core. Oh, you guys are foam friends.
I use foam core as well, but I haven't done anything in a while. But I'm going back into some of that kind of stuff as well. Lord of Thane has built some amazing things. And he uses magnets and stuff in his builds as well. So that way they're modular, so you can move them around, make them different rooms, so they can use it for photography. So yeah, awesome work. I didn't feature that here this week, but I do have some of your stuff, Lord of Thane.
That reminds me too. When Adam made a comment here, go check out Adam's YouTube channel. He's got I guess you would call it a walkthrough build of his.
The shanty town thing.
Oh yeah, there's that, but I think he's got one on there with his ruins. He built like these like.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, no, I think that's the one that came before Shantytown.
And his videos are quality, man. This guy just started YouTube, and he's already
really good. Yeah, he's
really good. Really good presentation skills, man. Really good stuff, man.
Very engaging. I was like,
yeah, I was hooked. When I was watching his videos, like I didn't want to look away. It was really good because he keeps it fresh, so it's constantly. There's constantly stuff flowing, so you're never like bored for too long, so you'd want to look away. So here's something that Jerry 904 built. You could take a look at their stuff on Instagram. Everybody that I featured here today, both in this section here and in our communities, our creators corners, I'll be putting their links in the description. So if you don't follow them, it'll give you an opportunity to check out some of their work, because they've all done amazing work. And it's also good to see how some people have progressed from when they first started out to where they are now. Jerry's one of those people where at first they were kind of intimidated by the field, or if you want to call it the community, and now they're a staple of the community. So amazing stuff. So the reason why I pointed this one out is that mesh stuff that he used in this build here. It's like I think it's that plastic like grating. I think it's used for sewing and stuff like that. But yeah, really cool. He uses it as background stuff. Just add a little coat of paint, and you have like a metallic grate. Or you can cut it up and fit it within fencing. You can make a fencing out of it and all that kind of stuff. So really cool stuff. Definitely, you can find it. I think it's like your local hardware store. You can probably find this at Home Depot. If you have any of those small hardware stores, they should have those as well. And then we have my stuff. So I took a page out of Leiaslustpalace, and I'm using foam. So I just recently got a new TV, so I decided to cut up some of the foam because I'm working on, as I mentioned earlier, the throne room for Ming the Merciless. And so these are going to go behind the throne.
Oh, that looks so good. I did the same thing with the TV parts for behind my Cobra Commander throne.
Nice. So yeah, so this is going to be the start of it. I'm also going to be doing walls on the side and all that kind of stuff, because I actually have the initial story for Ming himself. I have his initial story, which actually includes Flash Gordon and the other characters. So it's kind of a little story in regards to that. I think it might be a two-parter. And then I'm going to continue the stories with the other characters that are going to be involved with that. Because the way that Ming in the comic books has like advanced technology and stuff like that. So what I've decided to do is use those yellow characters from Joy Toy, from the Corvus Belli Infinity line.
Oh yeah.
Those are going to be his minions and stuff. So if you check out my video after this, I have a video that I recently posted in regards to my latest haul. And I think the video before that, in regards to my October and November haul, I also got some of those figures. So far, that's my favorite line. The Corvus Belli from Joy Toys, my favorite line, especially these newest ones which are those yellow bumblebee looking type guys. Those guys are awesome. So I actually did a little bit of work on some of those. There'll be another video coming out where I'm sure I'll be showing you guys some of the changes that I've made and telling you about some of the lore as well. And so I also, this little cap thing here, this is a little cap that you put that was on the end of my Ethernet cable. So when you first buy it, it covers the little connectors that are on there, and you can just pop this off. So I figured, hey, this would make a pretty cool monitor. If you just put a light in there, it could look like a little like TV screen, or it could just be a light fixture as well.
You should
You
put
can glue it
napkins
onto a
in it.
wall. It could do that to a napkin holder.
dispenser.
Didn't think of that one. I like that. I may have to do that. That's so that Ming can wipe his mouth when he starts drooling over Flash Gordon's girlfriend.
It's like minging all over stuff.
And that is what we have for our weekly Greebles. So that's what we have going on this week. So some really great ideas there. And as well as you guys know, you guys can always send me or our Whip Wednesday live Instagram channel. You can send us stuff there for weekly Greebles. We're always looking for it. Even if it's stuff that we've already repeated, it might be that you use it in a different way. So show us if you have images of what you've built with the Greebles, show us that. If not, just show us the actual Greebly and tell us how you would use it or what ideas you might have in regards to that. We definitely appreciate that because we want people to dive into this community because every day, I think Josh mentioned this in Outer Rims video, that every day there's new people joining the community. And some of them just sometimes don't know where to start. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start this live stream so people can get ideas on how to build stuff. So awesome stuff. And let's get into our next segment.
All right.
I did it again. It keeps
You
muting
caught
me.
yourself. I didn't have to tell you though. You caught yourself.
I caught myself that time. So yeah, I mentioned this guy before. So we saw his work before it was completed. Now you guys get to see the finished product. So this thing is badass. This must have taken forever to paint.
Yeah, I didn't honestly, until you mentioned it, I didn't realize this was Black Series.
Well, I didn't know at first. And it's not until I asked him one time, like, these don't look like TVC figures. He goes, no, it's Black Series. And I was like, you do Black Series for everything? He goes, pretty much. He said he started out initially with 1/18 scale and then upped the ante and decided to go to Black Series because he says it's his favorite scale. And it's like, wow, I can't believe this stuff is 112.
And unless you've got like a big 3D printer, a lot of these, the scale of the stuff he's building, like you just you couldn't do on a standard printer.
No.
Unless you
Not without like really cutting it up into smaller pieces, right?
Oh, yeah,
Which wouldn't look as good. So
yeah.
But yeah, I can't believe I'm impressed. And like you can see the lighting and stuff inside there. Definitely go and check out the video because these are just snapshots of the reel. Because all of his stuff are mainly just videos. He doesn't really post like pictures. It's mainly videos, so yeah, you can get a good feel of what it looks like. And it's just amazing. And here's one of his. Sorry, go ahead.
Does he sell this stuff?
I don't know. I never asked him if he sells them. I don't think he does. I think he really just builds it for himself.
Usually can like I was kind of wondering because just from the look of his room, from his videos and stuff, like it looks more like a workshop than like a collector's room. So I don't know if he's got a room that he keeps all this stuff separately.
Probably.
But, yeah, I don't know.
That background. That's the first time I've seen that. So I think maybe he's changing that, or maybe now he's actually doing his videos in the collector's room. But definitely really cool. And then he has this gift that he built. Again, I'm only showing you one side of it, so go check out the reel. He actually has lights and stuff on it. It looks really cool. At the back of it, there's like lights, flashing lights and stuff on it. Very cool. And again, Black Series. Crazy.
So Angus is saying he hasn't seen him part with anything so far. Okay, fair enough.
Oh, okay.
It'd be cool if he was building like a giant. If he was like build world building with 112.
Oh my gosh, that would be insane, man. Because that's one of the reasons why. Well, not one of the reasons. I don't really collect that scale anymore because I just don't have the. Especially now, I don't have the space for it.
Yeah.
And here is Leiaslustpalace again. Some amazing stuff here as well. So as we saw before, there's the palace. Really amazing stuff. I put them in here as well only because I like the actual design of it. I really like the layout, and I love the fact that it's different floors, and each floor has a different function. And it's just amazing.
That's really clever. Really clever use of foam. I like that a lot.
I know, right? Look, it actually looks like a palace. Really cool stuff.
Wonder if it is the Lost Palace.
I guess it is. Well, it's definitely Leia's. And then so he has like some custom vehicles here that he's repainted.
Oh,
really cool
at that.
stuff.
Oh, the Warthog looks really good. So
yeah, it looks really nice.
Yeah, what's he got there? He's got the Havoc, the Warthog, and the.
You know the G.I. Joe stuff a bit better than I do.
I think that's a Cobra Maggot, the tank.
And then he has the Solo speeder. I've always wanted that thing. I never got it.
I got lucky and found one, so I was like, okay.
I never got it at a good price. Well, sorry, I never saw it at a good price. It's always been too. That one and the Ray's speeder bike, always been too expensive. So I never ended up buying them. But yeah, really cool stuff. Cool. And here's another one of the vehicles. I don't think I don't know if I think this is actual custom vehicle.
What? No, that's the Maggot.
Oh, is that the okay? Again, I don't know my stuff, right?
So. Normally, I think it's got like a big red cannon that comes from the back to the front, and it's like it's kind of a strange. It's one of those weird Cobra vehicles.
It was like it was the G.I. Joe stuff after our generation of G.I. Joe. It's like what the Battle Force 2000.
I think the Maggot was like 88, 89. So
okay, just around the tail end of when I stopped collecting that stuff. And then we have Rebelbasebuild. He's both on YouTube and on Instagram. Now this guy is a 3D modeler, expert. Like he's really amazing at his stuff. But he also does scratch builds where he grabs model parts and puts them together. He can do all that stuff as well. That's how he started. But then he dove into the 3D world. I think he also does that as a profession. So that's why he's so good at it. But he's already started working on some stuff. And if you're a Patreon on his YouTube channel, you can gain access to these files as well. So definitely check them out.
Are they STLs already?
Yeah, so he has STLs that he makes. And if you're a Patreon of his, you can download them.
I'm trying to find somebody, if anybody has any recommendations. I'm looking for somebody that has the file or prints the Cellcath heads from Knights of the Old Republic. Remember the fish planet you went to?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. He might. Otherwise, I would recommend just looking on Etsy.
I should reach out to Syndicate Customs because I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, he's pretty good.
He does a 1/12 Cellcath head, but I always have trouble scaling down from 1/12 to 1/18. Right. 1/18 to 1/12 super easy, but I always have issues scaling down.
You can ask him because sometimes he does both scales. He'll sometimes come out with the 1/12, but then if there's enough demand for the 1/18, he sometimes will do the 1/18 scale. So
and I might be able to
reach out to him.
If it's not a ton more to get them already painted by him, I'd probably
he does a great paint job as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out these builds. These are amazing. So definitely check out Rebelbasebuild, both on Instagram and on YouTube. He has some really amazing videos. He does also 1-to-1 scale stuff as well, just kind of like the Smuggler's Room, where I think he built the Han Solo's, that sofa thing? He built his own version of that in his place. So yeah, definitely check out his stuff. Some really awesome things.
Repeat that, Rad. The Cellcath.
S-E-L. It's S-E-L-C-A-T-H, I think.
Yeah.
Cellcath.
So they're a race of beings that live on the planet Manon in Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. And I'm looking for.
They're another type of fish people.
I'd rather buy the file to print them myself, honestly, but just so I can have tons of them. But
are you getting a resin printer?
Actually, I was bouncing back and forth. I'm almost kind of on I'm thinking I might get one of those laser cutters.
Yeah, that's my next. I actually want to get a Cricut, and which there's a model of Cricut that does laser cutting, but it also does the printing and stuff like that. So I want to start doing my own T-shirts instead of going through TeePublic. I'm making no money off of TeePublic. I
have a link. We should talk after the show, Pirates. I've got an Amazon link you might want to look at.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, Selcath, look, like I said, SCLCATH, if you want to look them up. Really cool looking creatures. They're kind of like, to me, they kind of reminded me of, what's Mon Calamaris? This is obviously a different color, but their face, they don't look anything like a Mon Calamari, but they just kind of reminded me of that race, because when you hear them talk, it kind of reminded me of how Akbar sounds.
Oh yeah.
At least that's what it reminded me of. So yeah, that weird kind of like watery sound to their voice.
Yeah, it always sounds like they're gargling with water.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll shoot Syndicate Customs. Lord of Thane says he has one of his Selcath heads.
Oh, so he does make them. That's cool.
Yeah.
So here's your stuff. So here's like we already talked about the Jedi Enclave. That's I put this on here because I just love that thing so much. I just love how it came out. To me, it came out perfect. The layout's really cool, and how you like because you use your Masters of the Universe diorama, it actually fits perfect for this.
Yeah, no, I
Jedi
love
Enclave.
I love the rocks, but I love how it's like kind of the technology, like it's like nature up into like the technological structure part. Like I love that kind of vibe.
I've always loved that kind of stuff when you see like bases built into like mountainsides and stuff like, or into asteroids and stuff like that. I've always loved that, and that's why I really love like this one compared to where you were going before with your Jedi Enclave. This is like perfect. It's like chef's kiss for this, man.
Yeah, and I got to the point with my Enclave, or it was a Jedi Temple before.
Yeah.
But I started working on it, and I kind of had stuff laid out, and I just was like, every time I went to like work on it, I was like, I shouldn't. Yeah, no, I was like, I shouldn't go any further because I know this isn't going to work out.
Right, and that's the thing too. We're our worst enemies in regards to, our worst critics in regards to some of the stuff that we build.
Oh yeah,
but sometimes you have to listen to your gut, because your gut's really telling you, nope, you need to do something different. Because I guarantee you can do something better, and this is definitely that something better. Like really cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do with that Marvel Legends tower, and because you said you also want to redo part of your Star Wars setting, like the city setting. You want to change some of that stuff up. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that.
I guess it would be like, it's kind of like what Starboy does, and Josh is kind of doing it where you have like kind of your like your back part is just a very like skinny lit sort of like doors,
but it's made to look like it's deeper and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then have like all the content kind of out in front of it. I'm gonna like try something like that, but also
I think it'll look cool.
Yeah, no, I'm also working on. I've got a spot for it, but I want to do kind of a mini like parking garage Marvel Legends battle.
Oh, cool!
Like,
that'd be cool.
Have like 3 or 4 levels, and then have different cars and parking spots. Maybe like.
Do you have cars on that scale?
I've got a Tesla truck. I've got a Volkswagen Beetle.
Oh, but then again, you can always print whatever you need.
Yeah. Well,
Rad Labs.
Yeah, that's time consuming. But yeah, Wentzilla, I think he has a 112 Dodge Ram for me.
Oh wow. Okay, that should be interesting.
I'm gonna hopefully get down there at the end of January, and I'm actually thinking a couple things that I want to send out from here. I think I'm going to send them from Wentzilla's place because they're
a lot cheaper.
Well, and their post isn't so backed up. Like they're
saying, that's true. Yeah, they're saying send anything here, you're gonna be waiting for months before you can get it out.
Not, everyone says they're back to work, but they're not really back to work. They're going to spend the next little bit like trying to sort crap out. Like
exactly.
And then they have to reassign tracking numbers. And
that's gonna be forever.
Oh, freaking! And then they put in an appeal, so they could be on strike in 2 weeks again. But
oh god, they picked the worst time. Not that there's any really a good ever really a good time to do this, but this is the worst. Yeah, this is the worst time to do it, and they really impacted small businesses. But we won't get into that because that's just negative bullshit.
That's for the political channels.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about toys here and awesome dioramas. And so here's a full image of what you were talking about earlier about the crystals. I really love those carts. They're really cool. Do the wheels actually work on it?
Oh yeah. It's a really good design. The wheels just kind of pop onto. It's almost like a regular toy where it's got that spline where you put the wheel on, then it like pops and like kind of locks it so it turns.
Nice, really cool though.
Yeah,
nice paint job too.
Yeah, and then I just found this like little mine entrance 3D print. I printed that up. So Yeah, so yeah,
I need to
those.
get a 3D printer because like the stuff that you can do, and like it really helps with the world building quite a bit. Like I already
Oh
know you
yeah,
can build stuff on your own. Like you've already proven that, but it also helps to be able to get because it kind of really takes your imagination to the next level because you can really envision stuff with all the detail that you can do with a 3D printer.
yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily. They could be Indiana Jones mine carts, but yeah, they're just 3D printed. So.
Well, it would work though. I should
Oh
get
yeah,
some of those
totally.
and put my Indiana Jones and what's that kid's name again? Oh, I forget
Short
his
round.
name. Yeah, Short Round. Because I have Short Round. If you guys see my last days of Christmas, the fourth day of Christmas, I have Short Round as Boba Fett's nephew or son or whatever, and then he gave him the slave one, and he's like his arms are all up, looking at it. He's so excited about it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then here's images now of the actual LOL.
Oh yeah, just 2 seconds. I'm gonna answer a question here.
Sure.
So those, yeah, I know you can get the 3D prints for the dummy 13 figures, but those are actually I bought those off Amazon, so they were already stuck in that scale. So that's why.
Oh,
But I
okay.
could, but I don't mind. I like them being a bit bigger because like in society they were like servants and workers and
Mhm.
stuff, and they don't really have to be in scale with the
Yeah,
human.
exactly. The
So
ones
and
that I have, I only got two, but the ones that I have are just like two security droids. Like I mainly got them to like guard a door. That was their
yeah, and
job.
like and in my lore too, most of these guys were pretty much like wiped out. Like they weren't really like sentient or whatever.
Right.
They were all driven by like a mother computer.
Oh, okay.
So now in the future, now it's just like the post-apocalyptic. They grab them and like kind of like reprogram them like Star Wars droids and give them like base functions. Like this guy's job is
Hmm.
just
To load and
haul
unload
gems out
those.
of the
Yeah,
mines, and
that's
that's what
cool.
he
And then they don't have to worry about any casualties because
kind of like
they don't
a
have to worry about their health, right? So
kind of like a robot in Fallout. You can talk to it and stuff, but it doesn't. It's just got a base functionality. It's not like it's
yeah.
like articulate any kind of like great theories or anything like that.
So it doesn't really have like an AI. It just has a software, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Very cool. And then we have, like I said, you have the more detailed views of your of the build that you're starting. Looks really cool. Again, you guys are just seeing an image. Go and check out the video. You can see everything in motion. It just looks so much different. Almost looks like you're seeing it in person when you see the video. So definitely
Yeah,
check those out. Looks really cool.
and yeah, and this is like just the ground floor of the build. Really, like
Right.
I've already changed a bunch of stuff up.
Oh, really?
But I just went to the dollar store and picked up like those dowels and
Hmm.
popsicle sticks, like that
Right.
kind of stuff. And the fun thing about this build is that you can purposely be sloppy because it's like
Yeah, it's the
the apocalypse,
post-apocalyptic, so
right?
it's supposed to be
And
sloppy.
very, very obviously heavily inspired by Fallout, and where
Yeah.
everything's kind of like, let's put a sheet of steel here, and then a piece of wood, and then a sheet
Yeah,
of steel.
wherever you can find a piece to fit the spot, you just put it in there.
Yeah, so very much, yeah, it's an apocalyptic build, and then
Very cool. I can't wait to see more of that. I've been enjoying all of your builds these days, man. They're coming out really cool.
oh, thanks, man. But I did actually, before we move on, I'd
Hmm.
switch those lights from being around the front to underneath
Oh,
because
okay.
I don't like the glare they give off when you're trying to take photos or
Yeah,
film.
that's true.
Like a little bit's okay, but like that's just like every light is putting out one of those
Yeah,
lights.
unless you can diffuse it properly, it's
Yeah, and
best to
then
not have it directly out.
I can't dim those at all or anything really. So
So yeah, it probably looks a lot better. Especially too, it probably gives you even more light because of the fact that it's reflecting off the floor and stuff like that.
yeah, and I
Too.
want it
So,
underneath because that's where like the booths are going to be where people are sitting having drinks and
oh,
stuff
okay.
like that. So
I'm just trying to picture all this stuff because I'm picturing your bills and like, oh, that's gonna look so awesome. I can't wait to see the rest of that. That's really cool stuff. And then we have Mr. Lord of Thane. This
oh,
guy,
man,
the
so
show
beautiful.
just came out, and this guy already has these figures that he made. Really awesome stuff, man. I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing so far.
That's
Here's a
awesome.
look of his pirate crew with Neil. Actually, for those of you, I don't know if you guys are watching it. I'm really loving this series. It kind of really harkens back to the 80s and those like kid adventure movies and stuff like that. I'm really loving it. The last episode it wasn't my favorite. It kind of to me kind of felt like
Actually,
a
dude,
filler episode.
I'm not like after the last like couple of things
Hmm.
like Lord of Thane says here. It's definitely worth a watch. It's good Star Wars. It definitely hits you in the old nostalgia
Yeah,
where they really do reference a lot of stuff, like the ship they're on is an old Republic ship, and then
exactly.
without
What I
without too
like
many
about it. Sorry, go ahead.
without too many spoilers, like the first port they go to, you see like the original prototype
Yes.
of the Millennium Falcon is there, but obviously it looks different because it was the original design.
Yep.
There's a lot of like you can go on like Screen Rant or one of those, and they break down all the Easter eggs and
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in that show.
oh yeah, I don't know. I would say it's like Goonies in space, man. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
definitely. A
And I
really
love
great show.
Goonies. Yeah, no,
And you
it
could
is
tell the people who made this love Star Wars. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like
It's
compared,
just
like I know some people love the Acolyte, but obviously now if you go and check out some of the documentaries and stuff about that show, they didn't love Star Wars. This group of people, they love Star Wars, and you could feel it. They're passionate about it, and you could feel it. And I love this show. I think it's amazing.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, Port Borgo. That was the pirate spaceport base
Yeah,
destroyed. That was really cool.
really cool stuff.
Oh yeah,
man.
no, it's definitely worth a watch. So yeah, if
Absolutely.
feel like you've been burned in the past couple,
This is definitely, yeah, this will definitely bring you
This'll-
into Star Wars. You love it.
it's not, and in my opinion, it's not what Mandalorian did, where it stood out as like, wow.
Well, because it's not really geared for adults. This one's geared more towards kids. But the thing is, it's still
Dark shit in there, man.
there's some dark shit, but it's not like as dark as like the Mandalorian
No.
or stuff like that. This one you
doesn't-
could tell it's still to try to bring in kids into Star Wars, like kind of going back to where Star Wars began. Because some of Star Wars was dark, like The Empire Strikes Back was dark, but it's still mainly geared towards kids.
Well, I think
with an adult
I think the main thing before we move on is with the
Mm-hmm.
show is it's more well written than what they've
Yes.
had in a long time.
Completely agree with that. But these designs, man, are awesome. Like I just can't believe how quickly you came out with this stuff. And like you have that Wolfman dude who in the show's called Brutus. I don't know if that's supposed to be Brutus, but this looks really cool. You did an awesome job with this.
Yeah.
And I know you don't love painting, but I think these look awesome.
Oh, I've heard-
SM33
yeah.
looks sick.
Yeah, I know he did. Lord of Thane does a great job. It is daunting. I don't know. I prefer to do spaceships myself. but-
Same here. I'm more of a kit basher rather than a, action figure maker. Although I don't mind doing that kind of stuff. Most of the stuff I like to do is mainly make cyborgs. That's been my
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But most of what I do is kit bashing, so I don't really have to do too much painting.
Oh, he doesn't have the little mouse thing coming out of its eye though.
Actually, I have a little rat if you want it. It's from Boss Fight Studio. I don't know if it's small enough to fit in a head. You'd have to really dig into it.
Oh, these look fantastic.
But these are so amazing. The great paint work. I loved how weathered this looks. You did an awesome job with that, man.
I forgot his voice. He did a great voice, but it's the other guy from Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, the bigger guy.
Yeah.
And we have Fatredfu. So if you guys aren't following him, go check him out. So he's one of those other guys that I've seen his progression from beginning to where he is now. And his stuff now is sick. It's just amazing stuff that he comes up with now. Very imaginative with what he comes out with. And I love his stuff. Like, look at this car. It actually lights up, man.
Oh yeah, this is really cool. Zilla just popped into the chat. What's going on?
What's up, man? Glad you could make it. But yeah, like this looks amazing. You did a great job with that. It's very simple. Just follow the contours of the car, but it just looks so cool. It gives it that Tron feel.
Yeah,
to the Star Wars.
I've seen those strip lights all over the place.
Yeah, I have like 5 or 6 of them. I just haven't used any of them yet. But really cool.
Yeah, it looks great.
There's another view of it. And even his city that he's working on looks really cool as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you've seen some of our past videos, you'll see some of the Greebles that he's used to make stuff like Dolly House dish racks that he uses for window covering, like window grates and stuff like that. Cool stuff, man. And then this build, holy cow! You guys really need to go to his Instagram and check out the progression of this. This thing is sick, man. I only took a couple of pictures from it, and the only pictures that I took were just generic pictures so that you couldn't see the actual details. I kind of wanted people to go and check it out for themselves. And what's crazy about this is that this is an RC. That's the part that blew my mind, is when he was using it in the
Do you
real.
have the picture with the cages and stuff?
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I
Oh,
couldn't find that one.
it looks so good. Yeah, if anybody wants, yeah, go check out
But
his.
go check it out on his Instagram. So it's Fatredfu. Definitely go check him out on Instagram. You'll see the cages. You'll even see Cobb Vant tied up to the front of the trucks. It's awesome stuff, man. He did a great job on this. The weathering was really cool. And here's here's the finished stuff that Jerry did in terms of that what we saw in the weekly Greebles. Here's what this is, like a hacker's base. Now the initial one that he had built, he didn't like because it was out of cardboard. Then he went back and rebuilt it with foam core, and he's more impressed with the second one. But either way, to me, this looks really good. I love the lighting. I love the weathering that he's done here. Really awesome stuff. And there's a hacker at work. I think that's the Winter Soldier, right? It looks like it. Yeah.
Bucky Barnes.
Yep. And that brings us to the end of the Creators Corner. Now, I really wanted to get into the monthly challenge. I'm going to actually touch on it briefly, and what I'll do then is next week's video, I'll talk more, and I'll have some imagery and stuff like that I'll be able to use in regards to oops. Sorry about that, man. I didn't mean to.
What are you trying to tell me, man? You keep booting me out of the show.
Sorry, I meant to click on the. I meant to click on the image. I meant to click on the image beside you. I'm legally blind. I don't have my glasses yet, so that's my excuse. I'm sticking to it.
I thought you were gonna boot me out and then make the announcement. It's Rad's last show.
He's no longer my co-host. But yeah, so for the weekly challenge, what I'm looking for is Titans of the Universe. So what I want you guys to create is a fighter. So what we're going to be doing is, I'm still trying to figure out the logistics of it, but what I'm thinking of doing is, after you guys come up with your fighters, I also want you to come up with some lore. So try to keep it brief, but still explain who your character is, why they are a Titan and they should be in the tournament, if you want to go into that kind of detail. But mainly just give us an idea of who your character is and what lore you have behind it. And it could be any kind of fighter. It could be someone who's a melee fighter. It could be like a boxer. It could be someone who has guns, because it's a death fight. It's a gladiator fight. So it's the fight to the death. And if you don't want your character to die, let me know ahead of time. So then what I'll do is that I'll just you have the opportunity to not forfeit, but concede. So if the person is about to give you a death blow, you could say I give up, and then they automatically win. And that's how you would lose that fight. Otherwise, it's the death. So
yeah, so you gotta keep it to like, this is my character, Jimmy Gut Stabber, and he likes long walks on the beach.
Yeah, try to keep it to like 1 or 2 paragraphs. Nothing too long. So I'm gonna be reading that as the weeks go. So what I'm gonna do differently is, instead of doing a showcase at the end and showcasing everybody's stuff, which takes forever, what I'm going to start doing, so if you have your stuff done earlier, I'll start showcasing that stuff earlier and start reading out the lore in every episode. So that way we get an opportunity to showcase your characters throughout the build. So then that way you might inspire somebody else to come up with some ideas that might be, related to what you've come up with, or inspired by what you come up with. So again, come up with a fighter. It could be big or small. It could be, they have superpowers or not. There's no limitations in regards to what you want to design. I already have created a few characters. If you go and check out my Instagram, I have one where she's actually possessed by the Sith artifacts that she wears, and she has a lightsaber claw hand and also a lightsaber. So she's badass. So
my character, I'm just gonna make my character a Ninja Turtle with Superman's powers, and I'll win the whole thing.
There you go. But hey, unless somebody has a kryptonite to it. But that's the thing. So part of your lore too is you can say what their strengths are, and if you want to divulge it, you can let us know what their weaknesses are. So they're like, at the end of the day, there's going to be a way of defeating you if that's the thing, right? So the way I'm going to do it is like this. At least this is what I'm thinking. Again, I'm still going to work out the logistics. The last fight is the one that I'm going to use Dom's action verse game to do the fight. So for the last one, if whoever wants to, when they make it to that part, if they want to be on the live stream, they can do that, and we can play the game for that last fight. but the fights before that, so it's going to be different heats. And the way that I'm going to do that is I saw, I think it's SWTVC. They did a voting thing where you go to a website and you vote who wins that round. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So that way everyone gets an opportunity to vote. I'll have a cutoff deadline time where you have to have your vote in by that particular time. And then you'll say, okay, who wins this fight? And based on the number of votes, we'll do the winner of that. Now, the reason why I want pictures, because I'm gonna get into the real nitty gritty details as to what I'm looking for in terms of pictures. But I'm gonna want a picture of your character in a celebration pose that they just won, a victory pose. I want one where they look like they just lost. If they don't die, they look like they lost. So they look bummed out. And I want one where they're in an action pose, like a fighting pose, and one where they're knocked out on the ground or dead. So they're laying on their back or whatever. So that way, based on whoever wins, I'll post those pictures that will be associated to that. So, and then also one of just your character in just a regular pose, like what you would see on like an action card, like those little.
Ian's giving us a heads up, so that TBC 3-pack is up for pre-order right now.
I already ordered mine, so.
Did you order through Hasbro, or is it on Amazon and everywhere?
I don't know. I ordered mine through Hasbro only because I had a few other things that I ordered just around that time, and I get free shipping because it was over $100. So
yeah, that's got the Thrawn, the other dude, and then
Master
Sabayoth. Well, he's actually, I think in that story, he's a clone of a Jedi.
He's a clone of a Jedi Master. Yeah. So that Jedi Master, there's a story called, was it Last Flight or First Flight or something like that? It's based on them sending out a group of Jedi into the unknown region to try to build a community and stuff like that. And that original Jedi is the one that was cloned. Yeah. Master Sabayoth. But yeah, definitely. And check out the books. Heir to the Empire. Great series of books by, what's his name? I forget his name now, the author's name. Anyways, just check it out.
Timothy Zahn.
Timothy Zahn, that's it. Check out his story, that particular story. I think it's 3 books. Yep. Very good stuff. That was our post Return of the Jedi movie. So we didn't have any movies or shows.
That's still my post Return of the Jedi.
That's true. I still love that stuff. Like that storyline for me was just like amazing stuff. Yeah. But that's what we have for you guys today. So happy that you guys were able to make it. Those who could make it here. Those who did not, catch the replay. And we thank you for that as well. And until next time, actually, I guess I should say it now. Merry Christmas to all you guys, because I'm not going to get a chance to say that to you guys next week. And I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, pirates.
We will see you Friday.